I am responsible for caring for the world's most venomous giant jellyfish. Little did he know, he had already been targeted by this huge and beautiful jellyfish. Everyone thinks highly dangerous mutated creatures cannot obey humans, but my test subjects regarded me as a deity, because only I would truly and sincerely pity them. These terrifying creatures, treat them like family. Therefore, the other test subjects raised by the experimenters were extremely fierce and wild, but my test subjects were gentle and beautiful. However, what I didn't expect was, Deputy Director Gu relied on the family power behind him. He took the rights to raise those test subjects from me. I appealed to my superiors, but to no avail. Then I heard about the gentle and obedient jellyfish in my hand. Suddenly, he stabbed Gu Weiwei viciously. It even caused her to lose an arm. From then on, he became disabled. The district director was furious about this. Why didn't you report that jellyfish with mature toxins? He also concealed his aggressiveness. I was deeply shocked inside. That jellyfish has always been gentle. Don't contact me, nor did he ever approach me. But this time, the danger was actually brought by jellyfish. I have been raising this jellyfish for many years. Its toxins have long matured. You can experiment, but I never reported it upward. All because during the most painful years I entered the base.
He has always quietly protected and accompanied me.
I know how cruel the experiment is. It will even kill him. So she kept her maturity under wraps.
But such gentle creatures.
But he wanted to kill Gu Weiwei. Madame Gu became angry. Pressure us. The base has decided to kill this jellyfish. Go back to the lab. This execution plan is yours. The test subjects were extremely excited when they saw me. The blue-ringed octopus youth gazed affectionately in my direction. The sea angel boy had been crying for a long time. She called my name in a soft, trembling voice, but I didn't have time to respond to them, just heading straight for deep water.
Amidst a splendid orchid, the jellyfish slowly swam from the depths. The translucent body is soft and ethereal.
Why did it become like this?
I was puzzled, but couldn't see through the marine life behind the glass. I gazed at that beautiful jellyfish through the glass. Fingers glide across the glass plate. Those slender tentacles, accompanying my movements. Brushing across the clear, hard glass. Before the venom was injected, I opened the box for the first time.
The jellyfish surfaced. He carefully gathered his ribbon. This ensures that not a single bit gets hit by the owner. He brought his soft head closer. I touched her fragile umbrella cover. I noticed it was shaking. Are you afraid?
Of course not afraid. This was his first direct contact with the 4 pillars.
He trembled as he controlled his tentacles.
Afraid of bumping into me. May I start now?
Okay, that mutated blue bottle jellyfish was even more potent than they had imagined.
Has the placement been completed?
Why was he completely unharmed? Placement has been completed. No harm was taken, so the number of poisoning increases to the 2nd and 3rd times.
The toxicity level is getting stronger each time, but after 3 times, although jellyfish melted away part of their body tissue.
Yet miraculously, it adapted well with those potent toxins. Keep watching. He was actually able to handle
toxins of this level.
This is a major discovery. After absorbing all the poison released, the jellyfish's body underwent some changes. Immediately abandoned the execution plan. The team was notified to immediately begin comprehensive testing on this test subject.
This was an unprecedented discovery at the base.
Clearing the scene on site.
Everyone uninvolved was immediately driven away.
However, when I was asked to leave here, the jellyfish fell into an unprecedented depression. Something's off. The test subject's vital signs were rapidly declining. Stop him. Don't let him go. Immediately bring her back
to the breeding barn.
When I stood outside the glass, it has become full of vitality again.
Fighting against those toxins.
It's amazing. Falsely reporting externally. This jellyfish is already dead.
To give Mrs. Gu an explanation.
All subsequent research and care for him will be fully your responsibility. A few days later,
I changed into a different uniform. Identity permissions have shifted from card swiping to iris recognition.
He entered the sealed, tightly sealed, layered S zone.
Moy brought a new notice from the base.
The blue-ringed octopus will be sent for the level 4 split advancement experiment.
If he can survive this split test, it will also enter Zone S. No way.
It's too dangerous.
You have no right to decide. Even we engineers. No one can interfere with the base's decisions. But how could a level 4 experiment appear on a creature in Area A?
The blue-ringed octopus performed exceptionally well.
The healing ability is incredibly rapid. They argued.
Perhaps she had mutated a long time ago.
But if it fails, he would die.
It can't be helped.
We can only comply. And this is just a notice.
Not negotiating.
I stiffened my body, frowning deeply.
It seemed like he was pondering something. After a while, I said I wanted to go see him. After being promoted to a high-level breeder,
I entered the next level so easily. From the moment I stepped into the former office area, I felt as if a pair of eyes was staring at me. A handsome blue-ringed octopus as beautiful as a sculpture. The young man stared at me from behind the glass, his gaze heavy. Her alluring eyes were full of longing.
But I ignored his deep affection.
He passed by him, and went to the sea angel's breeding tank. The slender, fair-skinned sea angel boy's eyes reddened, obediently crawled out of the box.
Holding my hand, her gentle face was full of obedience and attachment.
I gently stroked her hair.
The young man lifted his head. If you miss me, don't leave. The boy recklessly confessed his love. This is the sea angel's favorite. It's also the most annoying thing about blue-ringed octopuses. Amid the sea angel's
reluctant crying,
I pulled my hand away and closed the lid of the incubation box. Then, under the blue-ringed octopus's gaze filled with hope, she walked straight past him without looking ahead. Poor blue-ringed octopus. She looked at me longingly, walking farther and farther away. Why not take a look at me?
Why are you ignoring me at all?
He had thought that after Siju and the sea angel youth grew close,
he would come and pat her head. He smiled at her. But not a single glance was found. What dream did I have wrong? Did I make her angry?
Countless suction cups are attached to the glass box. From initial joy to helplessness, he drooped down in despair.
Dangerous and terrifying creatures hang their heads.
Like a puppy abandoned by its owner.
It extinguished the light in its eyes.
His face grew, increasingly furious. Yet, at the most desperate moment,
the owner it had been longing for had returned. Want to come find me? Want to come with me? Fourth order splitting experiment. Survived.
You can see me again.
This sentence seemed to awaken
his potential.
His eyes were filled with deep and terrifying obsession.
Go to him. If you survive, you can go find him. I'm going to find him.
I turned around, leaving the young man staring at me in a daze behind me. Without looking back, he headed toward the S-zone. After seeing the blue-ringed octopus's nearly frantic gaze,
he felt somewhat confident. He would probably do everything he could to endure all the torment. After enduring this terrifying experiment,
the blue-ringed octopus specimen was sealed inside the tank by layers of metal walls.
Layer upon layer of chains.
Under a massive convoy armed with laser weapons, he was sent into the mysterious
and dangerous S. It has entered the testing space.
All personnel were evacuated quickly. The sealed box is slowly opened under the control of automated equipment. Behind the screen, bioengineers on high alert, silently watching the water tank's movements.
Soon, the broad, poetic antennae slowly extended out of the edge of the box. It was a half-blue ringed octopus creature with the appearance of a handsome young man.
Her hair had a dark green
hue, like statues of gods carved by ancient Greek artists.
His movements were slow. Under those strange yet terrifyingly destructive tentacles, it even revealed a hint of elegance. After leaving the water town completely, his eyes slowly flickered.
It seemed to be searching for something.
What is he looking for?
I don't know.
Perhaps it was observing the environment. He didn't look like an observer.
It was more like searching.
This is clearly one of the creatures with the highest danger index. Why does it seem completely non-aggressive at this moment?
It was even a bit strangely obedient. Alright, get ready to start splitting.
Well, let me in.
With me nearby, I was stimulating the blue-ringed octopus test subject. It's easier to get through this test. However, the armed men remained expressionless.
Don't pay attention to me at all. Meanwhile, at the end of the corridor, a group of people arrived. They wore higher-level uniforms.
The man leading the group had wrinkles at the corners of his eyes, still feeling refreshed.
Thin gold-rimmed glasses rest on the bridge of her nose. He was looking down at Kohei.
This is one of the senior professors in the S-zone. I remember his surname was Su. Under the respectful gesture of the armed personnel, Professor Su. He walked in expressionlessly. Professor Su.
I am the keeper of the blue-ringed octopus specimen for this experiment. I can help him pass the split test smoothly. However, the professor didn't even glance at me out of the corner of his eye.
Just like that, he walked in.
The laboratory door closed
once again before my eyes. The second half of the first phase splitting experiment, the blue-ringed octopus experiment question doesn't seem to cause any damage. There was not a single injury. Continue to raise attack levels.
Sharp laser weapons swept out chaotic, irregular beams of light. Most of it was dodged by him.
Occasionally, it would land on the body.
The wound healed rapidly. Wounds heal quickly.
After the second phase of the cutting experiment, the explosive device is activated.
The entire observation area was shrouded in a frenzy of flashes of smoke. It was almost impossible to see what was happening inside. The tester behind the screen used infrared imaging to observe the young man quickly dodging.
The damage suffered was much less than expected.
It's amazing. Why was he previously placed in Zone A?
The third phase tested the potent poison.
He was quickly dodging the venom.
Accidentally touched a few tentacles. After quenching, it quickly turns black and rots. At the moment of a critical moment,
advanced intelligent beings sever their own antennae to avoid poison. Its speed slowed down considerably. Regeneration rate also decreases.
The test chamber was almost reduced to ruins.
Someone reported that the professor had no response.
Professor Su stared intently at the screen.
He raised his hand and pushed up his glasses. His index finger gently brushed his chin.
Let me in. I can help him get through it.
Professor Su frowned briefly. Look over and trust me. Help him. I can help her get through it.
This female keeper looked somewhat familiar. The assistant beside him suddenly came over. He took out the tablet and pulled up a pile of data.
Professor Su looked down. This was the test process of the previously promoted mutated blue bottle jellyfish that had been promoted to S-class.
A strange light suddenly appeared in her eyes.
Release. Elson.
Yes.
What is he saying? He was calling Elthorn.
It's like a name.
He actually gave the test
Subject a name.
It's ridiculous.
A pure, ignorant, and fearless female keeper.
This is too exaggerated.
Ha ha ha. Vital signs rebounded. Professor Su looked over. A cold lens flashed across the screen.
The radio wave on the screen signaling signs of life.
Slowly, a faint curve emerged.
The signs of life are truly echoing. The biological signal spectrum of the test subjects has changed somewhat.
Elson, wake up.
I kept shouting. Amid a gentle call, something moved among the discs. Beneath a fragment of broken biological tissue, slowly, a body stretched out, so pale it looked like a plaster sculpture.
An arm with a barely perceptible blue hue.
Elson. I am here.
Accompanied by a gentle call.
His arms struggled to climb up.
The pale, broken young man slowly got up. The disheveled young man's eyelashes trembled slightly.
He reached out his hand toward the person behind the glass panel.
She called softly. There was a heartbreaking sense of shattering. Clearly, that was a delicate aura that shouldn't belong to such a formidable creature. Behind the glass, my eyes grew moist.
So sad it seemed like she was about to cry. A half-blue ringed octopus youth, so sad that I could barely breathe. A stabbing, sharp pain in the chest cavity.
Far surpassing any split attacker.
Was it me who made her sad? Then I'd rather endure more torment.
Nor did he want to see her sad.
It's over.
The young man looked at me.
Regret and sorrow made it hard to breathe. 10 years ago.
I lost all my family in a shipwreck. Only Moy, who grew up with her in the welfare home, was the only one who grew up.
And these absolute test subjects who trust me are gentle.
He called my name mournfully. But the glass panel reflected her figure. Disheveled, dirty, broken.
She approached with joy, but at the moment he saw his
Own figure. A deep sense of inferiority.
She now looks ugly.
She remembered the delicate and beautiful sea angel boy that her owner liked.
His eyes were full of inferiority and timidity.
The blue-ringed octopus lowered its head.
Just as he was about to get closer, his body shrank back.
He awkwardly covered his face with his hands.
Elthorn, don't be afraid.
Put down your hand and come to me. At my gentle call, the dying young man slowly released his hand.
Revealing that beautiful, delicate face.
There was a hint of longing in his eyes.
I'm also very patient. Separated by a piece of transparent glass, gently comforting her.
That's okay.
It's okay. Come to me.
He moved toward me behind
Glass.
The antennae are still relatively intact. Carefully placed on the glass.
It seemed as if it was touching me. Their tenacious vitality is truly astonishing. It looks like a domesticated pet dog. How could a cold-blooded creature possibly be domesticated? They probably have no emotions. Professor Su pulled up my information.
He was previously the best breeder in Area A.
One of his subordinates has already advanced to the S-zone as a high-level creature.
Sure.
It's the blue screen mutated box jellyfish, you know. The one in front of me is the second one. A masterpiece, even
Perfect than that jellyfish.
At that moment, everyone was immersed in the joy of the experiment's success. The level of success this time far exceeded their previous expectations.
the test subject's level kept rising.
Upgraded to the level of SS+. Unprecedented, everyone was thrilled as if witnessing a miracle. Professor Su gazed at the figure below for a long time. A strange glimmer appeared in his eyes. The cold voice felt somewhat out of place in the spacious observation room. What do you remove from the partition?
Remove the protective plate. Turn your weapon to attack him. The blue-ringed octopus was momentarily stunned, sensing danger. In an instant, his pitch-black pupils suddenly contracted.
He quickly pulled me into his arms.
Shielding me with the most
Verbal tear-filled body.
cold, pale blue blood.
Blue blood splattered onto my face. I stared blankly with my eyes open.
The roar was deafening, holding my half-body tightly.
The young man trembled in pain.
Pain.
Curling up her body, she protected me even more tightly. The antennae replaced her hands.
Covering my ears.
Isolating that terrible sound of shattering. The young man held me, painful and infuriating. They dared to harm him.
Amidst a stretch of broken walls and ruins, the newborn tentacles quickly wrapped around me.
He dodged with me at lightning speed.
I felt trapped in an impenetrable
Penetrable cocoon.
layer upon layer of tentacles.
Wrap me tightly in a tight embrace.
Immediately after, a sensation of weightlessness hit. The blue-ringed octopus moves quickly.
So fast that even in the middle of Jianzhong, I felt dizzy.
What happened?
The half-Shang youth was faster than all the recorded soft-bodied mutant creatures.
Infrared rapid photography.
I could vaguely catch his shadow.
The burning fire of anger causes it to burst forth new tentacles. She held me in my arms, covered in layers of resilient tentacles. Once those tentacles are attacked and cut,
new tentacles will quickly fill the gaps.
It was almost impenetrable for protecting me.
And anger has reached a certain level. The situation took a turn in the air.
Hanzo's youth goes from running away to killing.
He frantically destroyed several launch ports. The hard, high-density, heavy metal arm was smashed into countless terrifying marks. Even the layered observation panels showed cracks. Professor, it's not safe here.
Someone looked up from the warning, about to spiral out of control.
It is no longer the original numbered species. If it weren't for protecting that human keeper, he most likely tore through space and burst out. The data exceeded all expectations. Unbelievable.
This is the best test subject to date.
On the screen, the gloomy and terrifying young man lifted his head.
His dark green eyes stared straight over,
filled with the aura of slaughter. He was looking at the camera.
Professor Su felt the subject looking at him through the camera again.
That chilling chill that made his whole body tingle. It shook his spirit. This sparked his strong interest.
It worked. Professor Su finally spoke up.
But no one was excited anymore, because things had come to this point.
It only makes them afraid. Can the anima cultivation zone in Zone S still trap him?
However, the crisis
seems to be more than just this.
A tremendous explosion sounded.
It came from the deepest, layered, sealed S-zone. The hollow shook the earth.
It was as if some underground bell was about to tear through space and crawl out of the surface.
Something happened.
Professor Su looked away from the screen.
He looked down at the alarm with ease.
His face suddenly turned pale.
The joy and excitement
he had just felt vanished completely.
Special Air Zone Level 1 alert. At that moment, even Professor Su's face showed fear.
That means
perhaps something truly extraordinary has happened. Ro, wake up.
I can't sleep.
Someone kept calling out to me.
The blue-ringed octopus felt the person in its arms move. He hurriedly released the tightly closed tentacles.
I saw the delicate Siju I had been longing for. I struggled to crawl out of
his arms.
Head bowed, lying on his arm panting, the young man was at a loss.
His dangling fingers carefully brushed my face. The noise was so soft it was almost pitiful.
Hand. I looked up, seeing the look of guilt and pain on that handsome face.
Did he cry?
It's all my fault.
It's okay. I don't blame you.
I patted his arm and sat up straight. The slightly untimely horn sounded again.
Montaki. Your blue-ringed octopus is out of control.
The rescue team could not approach. So can you climb out on your own?
I was puzzled and looked up at the blue-ringed octopus.
The other party instantly withdrew his gloomy expression. And Jing obediently looked at me.
Justify your behavior of not letting anyone get close.
They hurt the gentle. I remember the glass panels suddenly pulling away.
Dangerous weapons were all aimed at me.
They want to exchange my life for experimental subjects
to evolve. I closed my eyes,
leaning against the blue-ringed octopus's arm.
A chill ran through his heart. But the young man's face showed joy drowned by happiness.
He didn't even know how to put his hands.
The speaker emits a faint electric current sound. Sister, wake up.
Your experiment now seems a bit off. I moved my eyelids.
Looking at the blue-ringed octopus. His dark green eyes looked back at me, with a hint of uncontrollable joy.
All right.
Let go of me.
The blue-ringed octopus
immediately let go of regret.
Thank you. You saved me, blue-ringed octopus. Thanks to you.
The blue-ringed octopus blinked slowly. Joy left his mind blank. I touched his antennae.
Blue-ringed octopus.
You can keep following me. After saying goodbye to the blue-ringed octopus, I was finally carried away
on a stretcher. Bathed, I wrapped myself in a blanket,
pitifully sitting on the bed in the ward.
Manhwa came in hurriedly carrying the late-night snack. That Professor Su. She wants your life.
I was silent and didn't speak.
But in the end, he ran away.
Running and walking. Can you believe it? She looks very scared.
Could something major have happened in the S-zone? After cursing the professor,
Moe couldn't help but sigh again.
Isn't your test subject a bit too clingy?
The other test subjects wished they could kill the world lord.
Only you are clingy and clingy. She's also a beautiful and
well-behaved clingy little rascal. I couldn't help but laugh.
The remnants of Lan Huan are still small. He was worried that I had only hatched for over 2 years, and really wanted to. But your blue-ringed octopus
tank is the real culprit. Several groups were seriously injured. Still, I can't take you away from him. If today you were killed by that Professor Su,
I estimate he can make the base's fairy goddess.
I sipped the warm chicken soup without saying a word.
But she still listened to you. If you let him go, then let go.
Watching this makes me want to try raising a test subject. Moe rambled on for a while. Only then did she bid me a reluctant farewell. Then I'll go first.
Rest well.
Early the next morning, before I entered the office,
He saw several security guards standing nervously
in front of the lab.
They wield heavy weapons. Bite one's tongue.
I glanced at them in confusion. He opened the heavy explosion-proof metal door and walked in.
An extra huge steel body was added to the office. A handsome young man floating inside the glass cabin saw me come in. His eyes lit up slightly.
He raised his hand and opened the cylinder cover.
That expressionless, handsome face was filled with obvious anticipation.
I walked over.
He took out a bag of common candies from the bag. He tore open the candy wrapper and said,
Mao. The young man obediently opened his mouth.
Obediently, I fed her a piece of candy. The young man squinted his eyes in great enjoyment. Wow, this guy is really impressive.
Escort this test subject over to leave. It was nothing short of a nightmare. At that moment, the security officers watched as the young man opened the hatch with one hand.
Slowly stand up from the jar.
His antennae were as swift as lightning.
Instantly, disarmed weapons dropped all over the ground. Just before death arrived, a female bioengineer walked by.
Calmly said,
You'd better follow the arrangements. They are taking you to Zone S. Didn't you want to see a lie?
The young man's terrifying tentacles were curling around the two of them.
A guard. Let alone you do it.
Aro would definitely be angry.
You probably don't want to see her angry, right?
You have to know she's angry, but he can ignore people. The subject pondered for a second.
The pupils trembled slightly.
Then those security guards who had already been terrified.
Watching the test subjects toss them on the ground like trash.
He sat back down inside the tank.
He raised his hand and closed the hatch. The engineer named Moi looked at them with a hint of disdain and said, Hurry up and send it over.
The security officers snapped back to reality.
He quickly picked up the heavy weapons scattered on the ground.
Carefully continuing the escort work.
Because I didn't rest well last night, my eyelids grew dizzy.
He fell asleep on the desk.
Unconsciously, I hugged my own arm, feeling a bit cold.
Half asleep, half awake. Someone gently draped a coat over my shoulder.
However, the jacket was soaked with water.
Covering it not only makes
colder,
and it was damp and uncomfortable.
I opened my eyes and patted the hand resting on my shoulder.
Born and said, Let's go back.
The translucent tentacles hooked my hair, leave obediently under my reproachful gaze. I looked down. I found the floor was covered in water, almost filling the offices.
The young man looked at me with moist, dark green eyes. I pressed my brow helplessly and said, Back to your glass cabin. Hand. He called out softly. It seemed to be fighting for time to stay by my side, obedient. When Moe came in,
beautiful tentacles in the glass incubation tank nearby. The young man stared at me without moving. This powerful weapon is inexplicably a bit pitiful. What happened to you? He hit him once.
Moika and Papa glanced at her.
The young man folded one hand over the other.
Her pale, delicate face showed no expression.
Yet somehow, at a glance, you could see her grievances. The young man looked over at Moe.
Something was faintly conveyed in his dark green eyes.
Moi was stared at like that. Besides fear, there's also a bit of pressure.
He turned his head and said seriously,
How can you hit someone?
Apologize quickly.
Look at how wronged people are.
I turned around.
The blue-ringed octopus was looking at me eagerly. I couldn't help but laugh.
I really can't do anything about you.
He walked up to his tank.
Open the lid.
He immediately straightened up.
He poked his body out from the glass dish. Those dark green eyes looked at me.
No one knew why this handsome, cold-blooded creature was so clingy.
I suppressed my laughter. He said softly,
I'm sorry.
You're angry. Show me.
Does it hurt? I'm sorry. Not next time.
Can you forgive me?
The blue-ringed octopus pressed its lips together. He looked away reservedly.
I took a piece of candy out of my pocket.
Peel off the candy wrapper and feed it to him.
The young man obediently opened his mouth. His face remained expressionless.
But her whole body radiated joy.
Look at how happy he is.
Moi reminded. I was the one who asked him to apologize to you.
I'm on your side.
Shouldn't you thank me? The blue-ringed octopus frowned in response. He was extremely dissatisfied with his interference.
He looked over coldly, his eyes full of warning.
Okay, he spoke out of turn again. I couldn't help but laugh. After soothing the little blue-ringed octopus, I want to visit the sea angel again. Moe asked.
Are you going to Area A? Right. That child is timid. If I never go back,
he might go on a hunger strike.
I walked all the way to Area A.
The security guards stationed outside the district put away their weapons.
Open the gate. Under their silent watch, I walked in slowly, greeted by colleagues from former Zone A. I heard Zhang Ning was recently promoted to deputy director.
Xiao Tang, you're here. Zhang Ning stopped walking.
He rarely greeted me.
Are you here to see your previous test subject? I made him some nutritional supplements.
Zhang Ning never paid me any attention before.
I didn't expect you to come out and greet me now. He even smiled.
Oh yes.
Your number 11 has been my responsibility lately.
He's pretty stubborn. Not long ago, I heard that Tian had gone on a hunger strike, so I wanted to come and see him. And hunger strike.
She's good.
Maybe I was already fine by the time I accepted it.
Oh, yes. I thought he would be sad for a while. Cold-blooded creatures have no feelings.
At most, he just gets to know you a bit.
I forgot about it in the blink of an eye.
I frowned slightly.
I always feel that his words sound even more uncomfortable. Then I'll go see him.
Zhang Ning stepped forward.
It seemed like they were about to stop me.
He rested.
I just did the test today. This man has been stopping me, but I actually had no position to refuse. At this moment, suddenly, the alarm sounded.
In the vast, empty metal corridor.
Sharp alarm sounds code.
Meanwhile, my communication terminal rang. Moe called me.
The voice was anxious. You come back soon. Zone S is to be
under martial law.
Lan Huanzhang E. Something's wrong. What happened to him?
Very frenzied.
A bit out of control.
Just broke through the rigid body and ran away.
Several of our colleagues were injured.
Anyway, come back quickly. It's not just the blue ring area that has lost control.
The entire S-zone is in trouble. Could the blue-ringed octopus's
loss of control be related
to the sudden alarm?
I hung up the phone. His expression was solemn.
It's okay. Just give me this nutrient solution.
Anyway, I'm in charge of the 11th now. You go do important things.
I'll convey my care to him for you.
I hesitated. You can also come to see
Angel another day. Sorry to trouble you.
Deputy Director Zhang.
You're welcome.
Go get busy. His attitude also seemed friendly.
I passed the item over to him. He turned and rushed back to Zone S. The man carried a sealed box containing nutrient supplements.
Slowly, the smile faded.
She raised her hand and
opened the box. I saw half a tube of pale yellow nutrient supplement inside. He held it in front of him and examined it for a moment.
He raised his hand and tossed it into a nearby trash bin. Then he turned and walked toward the A-area laboratory.
Inside the glassware, the fair-skinned and slender boy stood with his back to the door. Hugging his legs, he sank to the bottom of the jar. It is one of the most harmless creatures in the entire
experimental area. He was full of healing energy. It does not harm humans at all.
It can even become a life-saving medicine. Hearing the sound of the door closing,
the young man glanced sideways. Then, with eyes full of anticipation, it surfaced from the bottom. Yes. What do you think?
Zhang Ning took a deep breath, maintaining a fake expression.
I'm going to invite him.
But he was unwilling to come over. I think he probably doesn't want to see you.
The sea angel's eyes suddenly reddened.
For the first time, his reaction to the outside world was so strong.
Almost crawling out of the breeding tank. It's impossible for Ro to refuse to see me.
Blue Ring Zhang Yi and Jellyfish advance.
When I went to find him,
he was accompanying those two creatures.
He really liked those two creatures.
It seems like he doesn't like you anymore.
He doesn't want you anymore. A pure-hearted boy. How could she sense the malice in the man's words?
She couldn't accept it. He was furious. He even felt a bit out of control. No way.
He won't want me.
So these cold-blooded creatures really do cry.
Zhang Ning watched with interest as sadistic desires quietly surged.
This time, the disaster in Zone S is far more severe than I imagined.
The metal explosion-proof
door outside the laboratory
had been breached,
leaving behind a pitch-black, grim hollow. The ground was littered with broken metal
and glass shattered by impact.
I was shocked inside.
The cultivation chamber, that should have held the test subjects, was completely
It was violently demolished and damaged.
So, what exactly happened?
I looked up.
After seeing the giant glass body over 10 meters tall around the corner, many researchers in silver uniforms float along.
Their bodies are soaked in dark blue seawater. I covered my mouth, suppressing the surging stomach acid.
But unexpectedly, the phone rang again.
I instantly pressed the answer button. I'm afraid there's something.
Hearing the sharp ringing,
Moe's voice came through.
There was a faint tremor.
Where are you now?
I held my breath and gently tapped the radio.
He heard those two light-touch fingertips.
You're in Zone S. Ro quickly leaves here. All compartments in Zone S were ruptured.
The test subjects collectively
escaped.
If you can find a chance to leave.
Just leave quickly. But the blue-ringed octopus. Leave him alone.
He is strong. He can survive. But you will die.
I nodded, just about
to agree. Suddenly, he noticed a huge shadow on the ground in front of him. Inch by inch, he climbed up to the cool wings on his back.
I slowly looked up. A huge, grotesque spider-like amputation. The gray-brown creature on the leg was hanging upside down above my head. No head.
6 strange eyes embedded in the center of his waist and abdomen. Look straight at me. In an instant, my whole body tensed up. Turn around and run. The giant creature pulsed in a narrow and elongated way.
The hard amputation was relentlessly pursued.
I ran around the corner.
Gritting his teeth, he threw his shoe far away. The sound of heels hitting the ground attracted the creatures following behind.
They suddenly ran in that direction.
I took the opportunity to turn and run.
I want to leave Zone S.
But in despair, he found himself losing his sense of direction during his escape.
I don't know how long I ran.
Slowly coming back to his senses,
Raise your head.
I found myself in an open space.
The sky above was covered with thick dark clouds.
Where the hell am I? Overcast clouds, crows pressing down on the ground, aiming for the sky.
Soon, the sound of rain began to patter. I walked absent-mindedly.
They discovered that the edge of this clearing was surrounded by a heavy, towering wall.
I slowly looked around.
A pattern was sketched in his mind. This is the hexagonal plaza. At the center of the square is a huge glass object. It can reach heights of up to 10 meters.
The giant glass occupied
Half of my view.
This is the most dangerous place in the entire base. I've heard of this giant water jar. Legend has it that the bottom of the cylinder body is connected to the ocean.
It can reach depths of over 100 meters.
Inside were the most powerful and terrifying test subjects the base had ever seen. But now it had actually lost control. I hurriedly searched for a new escape route, trying to leave here. However, as they walked around,
He noticed something seeping outward on the ground. Pale blue blood.
one segment is semi-transparent. A faintly blue broken corner appeared. These are the tentacles of the blue-ringed octopus.
He was attacked. Thunder slices across the land, suddenly illuminating everything. A huge shadow appeared on the ground.
I turned around in alarm. Not far away, a massive creature was crawling forward. Her skin was covered in wrinkles and grayish-brown skin.
He had no eyes on his face.
Only 2 nostril-like objects.
Smelling the scent from the ground,
On the side are enormous oracles.
I was cornered.
Curled up next to a giant glass tank, he carefully hid his body.
Behind her was the transparent glass of pitch-black darkness.
The boundless sea is in
sight.
During the escape,
I don't know when my foot was pierced by glass. Bleeding began.
the monster sniffed the scent of blood.
Step by step, he walked towards me.
I was powerless to resist. He could only squeeze his eyes shut.
However, the expected pain did not come. I was dragged into the water. Only the eyes and nose flow.
A thunderous roar.
A heavy object struck the ground.
The massive beast lowered its head and pressed itself
The
against.
ground, sniffing the spot where my father used to sit. Hush.
Be quiet.
They can't see. This faint sound of breath.
It inexplicably brings a sense of security.
The monster is not near the pool. He only sniffed the ground. No prey was found.
He dragged his massive body away slowly.
As he said,
They can't see.
but my attention couldn't help but be drawn to the person behind me.
Wet hair fell onto my shoulders. A faint golden hue winds downward.
Between her long, pale fingers was a translucent, thin membrane. The silhouette is extremely beautiful, like a craft. The person behind seemed to move.
Then he spoke in a low voice. You're hurt.
I turned back. A stunning face is right in front of you.
It delivers a powerful visual impact.
Yes, you're the mermaid from District 3 and 4. The mermaid responded with a faint, "Why are you lying here?"
I looked at the bottomless giant water vat.
A little scared. Could there be something dangerous inside? The mermaid lifted his gaze. She gave me a half smile. Afraid.
Hush.
I nodded honestly. The slender and beautiful mermaid is a complete contrast to this giant water tank. So I don't think this water jar is meant to lock him up. And mermaids are completely non-aggressive.
So only one possibility remains.
My eyes turned with pity.
It might be food for the creatures trapped in this tank. It circled around me once and then came back.
His brows and eyes hung low, faint and weak,
Even as food.
and willing to lend a helping hand when I was on the verge of danger.
I think this is a kind mermaid.
I'll take you out of here.
I can't leave.
Why? He could only faintly hear the sound of metal clashing underwater.
A long, magnificent fish tail burst out of the water.
Its broad, translucent tail fin is visible.
However, what was truly shocking was, on this beautiful fish tail,
A chain with a fluorescent metallic sheen runs through. A chain 3 fingers wide with an unknown black substance winding through. I was stuck.
what exactly is this black thing?
So cold, so painful.
This thing is far more dangerous than I imagined. I'm sorry.
I really can't untie it.
The structure of these chains is beyond my ability. I don't want you to get hurt.
Never mind. I don't mind.
The mermaid swam over.
The other person stretched out his slender arm, dragging me ashore. The water was cold.
You sit on it.
Thank you.
I couldn't help but look into his eyes, those thin silver eyes.
It seemed to carry a mysterious allure, just to meet his gaze.
It left people dazed.
The next second, my eyes suddenly widened.
The mermaid had somehow grabbed my foot. Then he lowered his gaze and kissed me in my shocked eyes. I froze for a few seconds before I realized
About to break free.
But he grabbed her ankle.
the mermaid lifted his eyes.
She looked at me expressionlessly.
Then, without a word,
Kissed my injured skin. The wound that had been pierced by the fine glass has now healed.
finally, the mermaid
Let go of me.
His expression remained indifferent and aloof. Silently, he swam to the side.
lower your head and rested on your arm. She looks lazy and tired.
I realized it later. Could it be that you were just treating my wounds? The mermaid said nothing. He nodded slightly, counting it as an answer.
I felt even more embarrassed. I misunderstood you. At this moment, the out-of-control test subjects wandering in the hexagonal plaza.
It seems they've all left.
However, Zone S never received any rescue personnel. The base also seems not to have launched rescue operations.
I remembered MOE mentioned it. He is also at Hexagonal Square, so he decided to take a gamble. I leaned against the glass wall and slowly stood up, speaking to the mermaid. I'm going to find my companion. Thank you for just helping me treat my wound. I hope you get better soon.
Don't leave.
He reached out his hand but caught nothing. I insisted on leaving, and had already walked several meters away. The giant glass body is located at the center of the hexagonal plaza.
Unknown creatures are imprisoned in the water.
Staying here is not a good choice.
If we wait until rescue restores order, I want to fly upward to lure mermaids into my own lab.
But what matters more right now is, it's about leaving here to survive.
However, on the hexagonal plaza, which had been quiet for a long time,
Suddenly the sound of da-da-da-ta, rat-tat-tat, was heard.
I subconsciously looked up. What was that? He saw several long, narrow amputations rapidly crawling toward him.
It was that sea spider. I panicked and retreated, but stepped on some kind of slime.
a trip at his feet.
He suddenly felt weightless.
He leaned backward and fell backward. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw the terrifying spider leap into the air toward me. It's too late.
The sound of flesh being
Pierced rang out.
Moist, cool liquid splashed onto her face.
I opened my eyes, but the brain has a moment of present.
At the moment of a critical moment.
This mermaid, whom he had only met twice, actually appeared.
Standing in front of him, my gaze dropped.
Seeing that stunningly beautiful and magnificent fishtail, pierced by a dark brown, terrifying amputation.
My eyes widened. Not a single word came out. I stared at the mermaid in shock.
Shock and asked blankly.
Why?
The mermaid didn't answer me. Her gem-like eyes lost their sparkle. His arm loosened. Exhausted, she collapsed into my arms. He bumped into his chest. Wake up.
After that fierce strike, the sea spider suddenly tensed up.
Pull out the blood-stained branches and quickly retreat. I didn't notice those merfolk lying on top of me. The severely injured fishtail was 3 meters long.
No matter how slender she looked,
When the other person is pressing down on you, I clearly felt the heaviness. His body was cold.
Wake up. How could he be so badly injured?
hold on a bit, I'll stop the bleeding for you.
No, this won't stop. I'll hide you first.
You are waiting for me here.
He was leaving.
Why did he still want to leave? Leave my world. It's clearly so dangerous.
Don't be afraid. I'm not leaving you behind. I'll go find a trailer to take you away. Otherwise you will die.
If I don't come back alive. Just waiting for order to be restored here. Take this to find an engineer named MOE.
He will take care of you.
But, aren't you afraid of dying?
No one is not afraid of death. Whether I live or die, what does it have to do with you?
Yes. Don't think about it. I covered him with the algae in my hand.
It hides the mermaid's gorgeous, yet fragile figure.
Then he ran toward the ring belt.
I remember the way here.
I saw the electric cart used to transport goods. My movements are very gentle, but he didn't realize what was behind him.
Slowly appearing many terrifying figures.
Dark and sticky tentacles, bearing its claws from the floor.
The walls and the shadows I couldn't see reached out.
But before he could even catch sight of the woman's back,
An indescribable sound was heard.
elegant and ethereal low moans come out at a
Special frequency.
Only a creature from the deep sea could hear it. The menacing, unknown object seemed to have been paused.
They held their ground in midair for 2 seconds before quietly retreating.
The edge of a giant glass tank at the center of the hexagonal plaza. A pale arm stretched out.
The mermaid sat up leisurely.
Humans seem easy to understand, but it was a creature more complex than he had imagined. But it has to be said.
Humans' respect for its life brings him joy. After finishing cleaning up the remaining algae on his body,
The mermaid merely raised his hand.
A series of crisp clicking sounds rang out. Spider-like creatures leave and return. An arthropod several times larger than a mermaid, tightly tense. It was as if something had inexplicably bound his body.
the mermaid was faint and lowered his eyes.
Unfold the fishtail wearing the chain. Turn to the sea spider.
The other's hard, brown amputated limb uncontrollably lifted. He pierced the bamboo branch into the place where the chain was pierced.
With a clatter, the chain slashed out in response.
Enduring such terrible harm.
The mermaid trembled her eyelashes tightly. Sea spider has
This. He wanted to leave quietly.
But invisibly, something snatched it away.
With willpower, he crawled straight toward the pitch-black, endless pool. I felt like my journey to find the cart was a near-death experience. From time to time, you could see strange and terrifying creatures crawling through the corridors. The way back, I pushed my scooter looked very dangerous. Little did I know that many things in the darkness were also hiding from me. Even when I accidentally ran into each other on a narrow path.
You have to pretend you didn't see the other person. Look straight in another direction, calmly passing by.
I don't understand.
Thinking he had escaped danger after danger, he didn't notice the test subject's superb acting at all.
Unexpectedly, in just the brief time of returning and leaving,
Mermaids become extremely fragile. He was already unconscious.
He was weak. His eyes were closed. Hear my footsteps. His lifeless eyes slowly opened.
her thin silver eyes reflected my figure.
I found it. I raised my hand to support his shoulder.
The mermaid took my arm in response. The two of them worked together to pull her onto the car.
As the electric cart stopped, the mermaid slowly lifted her eyelashes.
He woke up. This mermaid really makes one feel sorry for her. I lowered my voice to him. Let me take you to my office first. There is medicine there.
The mermaid nodded without hesitation.
This unconditional trust even surprised me.
I made my way through the vast, dangerously lurking hexagonal plaza.
Fortunately, this time, he didn't encounter any strange creatures. A narrow metal corner. A faint red glow flickered. The camera was hidden in the shadows.
Capturing everything quietly.
After we left, strange creatures covered in suction cups crawl over smooth metal walls.
Hanging upside down from the
Ceiling.
It easily crushed the camera flashing red.
The process of getting to the lab was almost unbelievably smooth.
I pushed the half-unconscious mermaid inside.
Then carefully closed the door.
The massive glass tank that occupied an entire wall was not broken.
The jellyfish were still swimming inside the water just fine.
Fine. The originally calm state.
The moment she realized I had returned, she became extremely anxious.
Yet in the next second he sensed a certain danger.
Close to the soft ribbon.
The sharp thread bag was raised. It even implied a beating.
Little jellyfish, be quiet.
It's dangerous outside.
But the usually obedient jellyfish refused to let it go. The ribbon sliced swiftly across the glass.
I attributed the jellyfish's abnormality to the loss of control at the base. After cleaning his hands,
I put on clean rubber gloves.
Take out the wound disinfectant. Be patient. I whispered in his ear.
His body curled up slightly. I sighed and murmured to myself.
it was clearly a test subject in the S-zone. How could she be so fragile? The unconscious mermaid seemed to feel pain. The thin muscles covering the bones tensed. It seems to be resisting pain.
Don't be afraid. It will be fine soon.
I'm helping you heal your wounds.
Don't be nervous. I could only apply some medicine simply. He wanted to cure the mermaid's tail.
We can only wait for Zone S to resume normal operation.
The jellyfish swam anxiously. Soft ribbons constantly tapped against the glass walls, trying to stop my actions. It was as if I was not treating a beautiful mermaid at that moment, but a wicked devil. I was extremely troubled.
The jellyfish has always
And very well behaved.
You could say it's the most docile and worry-free jellyfish among all my test subjects. It's okay.
I am here. The jellyfish immediately contracted its umbrella and came to my side.
The ribbon pressed against my palm through the glass.
Something very dangerous happened today. It's still dangerous outside.
He saved me. Now he is injured.
Should I help him?
I felt like I was teaching myself a disobedient child.
Her voice remained gentle and patient, reasoning with him.
The jellyfish folded its umbrella.
Helplessly, she stroked my palm through the glass.
He seemed a bit wronged.
Ku remained silent and speechless.
They can't even express their own emotions. I became even more anxious. I tapped the glass again.
Do you understand? The jellyfish stopped moving, still and suspended before me. After a while,
He closed the umbrella and left.
how could he suddenly become disobedient? Turn back.
The mermaid woke up at some unknown time.
Heh, does it hurt when you
You wake up?
What is your name? My name is Ro Ro, gentle and harmonious.
Soft.
So that's your name. What about you? Do you have a number?
No. No numbering. How could the test subjects in Zone S not have numbers?
I couldn't help but reach out and touch her silky long hair.
Will your tears turn into pearls?
The mermaid looked up at me. It seems this question is hard to understand. It is said that eating mermaid meat can live 100 years and bring the dead back to life.
The mermaid laughed.
A pair of pale eyes sparkled in the darkness. You want to try it? This is not appropriate. You really want to try?
Sigh, don't be so fierce.
I'm just kidding. Temperatures drop in the
Second half of the night.
I started to feel groggy. The mermaid sensed something was wrong and frowned.
What happened to you?
I moved my eyelids. He raised his hand to touch his forehead and sighed. I think I have a fever and am sick.
You're sick. I felt hot all over.
Suddenly, the mermaid's cool palm pressed against her.
Instead, it felt a bit more comfortable.
I gave a weak smile.
Wink at the mermaid.
Your hands are like cooling patches. Will you feel better this way?
I don't know. I lay down with my eyes closed for a while. Suddenly something came to mind. Open the drawer.
Fortunately, there was fever reducer.
After I finished drinking,
His consciousness grew even dimmer.
the uncomfortable sleeping posture made me feel so drowsy, even in a half-drowsy state. They couldn't help but frown.
In the haze, a shadow slowly rose higher.
The other person reached out their hand to weave through the bends of my legs and spine.
He picked me up.
I felt as if someone had lightly placed me on the sofa. The mermaid lay beside me.
He gradually fell into a daze.
However, things changed slightly. The injured fishtail began to heal rapidly on its own, even though this requires a long process.
Unconsciously triggered self-protection mechanisms.
The mermaid looked somewhat different.
The jellyfish left and then returned. Once again, he began tapping the glass wall with his soft tentacles.
This time was more frenzied than before.
Trying to make some noise. However, jellyfish's tentacles are incredibly soft. No matter what, it was impossible to wake two people sleeping in pain.
In the second half of the night, footsteps woke me up.
I perked up my ears
Warily, but the footsteps gradually increased. Someone came in. They wore the guard uniforms of the base security officers.
Armed with weapons. It is a rescue team. They finally came.
We are here.
They moved slightly.
My gaze quickly locked onto me behind the sofa and the unconscious Cloud.
Soon after, more people walked in from outside.
Strangely,
All the rescue teams who came to the aid wore heavy goggles. Later, a few people placed a full metal device beside the mermaid.
create isolation stretchers with heavy glass covers.
The mermaid was carefully carried onto a metal stretcher by several people. Then he covered it with an airtight glass cover.
Whose test subject was this mermaid? Not very clear.
The only orders we received were to take him away now.
So is he an S-class test subject? I don't know.
So where are you taking him?
Take him for treatment.
This is out of humanitarian concern. It has nothing to do with his identity or rank. What do you mean? So this mermaid doesn't even have a keeper or a laboratory. This treatment is just too poor. In the end, he was carried away. The moment the stretcher passed the corner,
A sense of weightlessness suddenly rose in my heart without warning. A kind of sixth sense thinks,
letting these people take the mermaids away would be a mistake.
Soon after, the medical team took me to the treatment room. After coming out, Mo Ishiong lunged at him and hugged him.
Ro, I'm scared to death.
death.
Are you okay? Not missing arms or legs, right? I'm fine.
This time, the base suffered heavy losses.
Nearly half of the test subjects in Zone S that were supposed to be maintained had died. The lab was destroyed too.
Why are so many people dying?
Your blue-ringed octopus played a huge role here.
What do you mean? They checked the surveillance footage.
He single-handedly took it down. Do not say.
You'd better find out for yourself.
If he found out, he'd think I was stirring up trouble.
Maybe they will go all out on the couple. I'm fine.
The blue-ringed octopus isn't that stingy. What kind of test subjects are you?
Don't you know it yourself? Watching you every day, how is it any different from
Wolf staring at the meat.
if I dare touch you? It wants to bite me to death. I was amused by him.
While speaking, we arrived at the place where the blue-ringed octopus was being held.
This is another place I've never set foot in before. It looked especially stern
And terrifying.
Tall metal tower-shaped buildings. Each floor has several safety officers, fully armed and heavily guarded. We went all the way in.
He saw an enormous glass panel. Inside is a football field.
Such a large metal space.
A faint shadow could be seen, pressed against the innermost wall.
I can't see the state clearly.
Mo chimed in from the side. He is the gold breeder of the S-Zone. Haven't you heard of him? Watching their indifferent expressions, he pointed again at the blue-ringed octopus inside. What you guard tightly.
In his office, he was
Free range.
chains don't even add a single step. The kind that crawls all over the floor inside the house.
What kind of description is that? You have to know.
This thing only listens to him. Why don't you let him in?
What consequences will there be when he recovers?
Not clear.
Are you responsible? Of course, the security officer wouldn't listen to Moy's side of the story. They report to their superiors. Then he operated the button to open the heavy door.
You can go inside. I walked in. Before meeting him.
I thought about it. Maybe the blue-ringed octopus did something terrifying. That's why he was locked up in such a sealed underground cage. But the moment he saw the blue-ringed octopus, all the thoughts in my mind vanished into thin air. The young man's hair was moist.
Curled up on the cold floor, she looked fragile and fragile, wherever the eye reaches.
His body was covered in wounds.
I was breathing heavily.
He opened his eyes and looked at me.
Just that one breath from Ro made my heart ache and ache.
Ache. What was the sudden sourness and bitterness like? I squatted in front of the blue-ringed octopus. She raised her hand to brush aside the damp, dark green hair on his forehead.
That handsome, almost magical face was revealed.
Soft, translucent tentacles wrapped around my wrist. I checked on her condition.
Asked distressfully, "What's going on?"
Someone hurt you.
The blue-ringed octopus
said nothing.
Or maybe they were just too tired, just quietly nestled in my embrace. Then closed his eyes. Moi quietly approached.
I don't want to break this warmth, but he couldn't help but—
You may comfort me as you see fit.
Other test subjects were more seriously injured. How badly they were hurt.
It has nothing to do with me.
But why would they harm the little octopus?
No, you call him Little Octopus.
Yesterday, the base conducted a spot check and retrieved surveillance footage. Discover that they are indeed collectively attacking your little octopus.
But your little octopus.
I was taken aback.
His voice involuntarily rose. They collectively attacked the blue-ringed octopus.
I think you'd better just listen to me finish first. The translucent tentacles quietly climbed up my neck.
Gentle yet possessive, she turned my face toward her.
My emotions gave her a sense of satisfaction from being cared for. The young man opened his eyes
and looked at me. He said weakly, the tentacle pressed down on me.
It made me question it again.
Is this octopus deliberately pretending to be weak? You have to know these advanced intelligent beings.
His methods of disguising
innocence are also top-notch.
Your little octopus really does look injured now.
But currently, there are about 100 test subjects, because she suffered injuries of varying degrees. So yesterday, hundreds of test subjects attacked him. My focus was a bit off topic. Moe was somewhat speechless.
You should say, why could he harm so many test subjects by himself?
It's too much.
The blue-ringed octopus is the real victim.
Now instead he was classified as a dangerous target.
Because it's really dangerous.
Moe had energy but no strength.
I sneered.
Look at what danger he has.
The young man took the role of a delicate enchantress in my arms at just the right moment.
I asked, tugging at her tentacles.
If those test subjects were unjustly attacked by him, would he actively hurt others? Not sure if it was intentional. The touch was incredibly soft. The young man drooped his eyelids. He looked weak.
Okay. Your little octopus is the most innocent and pitiful. What else can I say?
Moe felt utterly exhausted in both body and mind. But I was lost in thought, and the test subjects in Zone S all lost control.
And together they attack the blue-ringed octopus. It was rather baffling. These marine creatures are very independent and indifferent. Instinct does not make them deliberately attack only one target.
So the blue-ringed octopus must have something different from others. This led to him being collectively targeted.
This is one of my guesses.
There is another possibility. They may have been inspired by some unknown force.
That's why they joined forces to attack him.
If so,
that means
there is a powerful force beyond human understanding.
Hostility is underway.
He left the tower-shaped building.
I was guided through the underground passage to the temporary laboratory.
Emerged from the secret passage.
He happened to run into several security guards from the base.
They saw me holding the hand of a young special creature.
His expression was utterly
shocked. It was like seeing a new continent. Wait a minute. Seventh brother, are there still free-range test subjects?
Yes.
I took the little octopus to the temporary laboratory.
Overall, it's fairly clean and bright.
The previous laboratory was severely damaged. It will take a few days to be repaired. You can stay here for now.
The little octopus suddenly showed a look of unease again.
She looked at me a bit guilty.
He probably thinks he ruined my lab.
I touched the tentacle. He hammered out again.
I don't blame you.
It was invaded by a strange test subject.
Montaki complained helplessly.
Don't help the tyrant anymore.
You faint king.
After a while, someone knocked on the door.
We came to take him for a checkup.
But the octopus refused to let go of me.
Okay, I'll go with you.
The dark green eyes inside the test chamber remained open.
She looked at me with longing eyes. I couldn't help but reach out to cover his eyelids. Go to sleep.
Don't open your eyes.
Zhang Yu was quiet for a moment. Wait for me to raise my hand.
He opened his eyes again.
He stared straight over.
Do we need to scan for a long time without rest? The other person blinked slightly. His voice was somewhat muffled and cold. Hand.
Can you call me by name? Elsos, can you take a break? The soft tentacles curled up again.
I gently brushed it away.
Don't move.
Rescan.
The injured little octopus relies heavily on me. He didn't want to lie in the testing pod. I want to climb out. I pressed it back. Be good, don't move around. The other party finally agreed to look at him a bit more honestly.
Suddenly, I thought of another mermaid who was also seriously injured.
Blue-ringed octopuses can receive proper treatment.
What about him?
So after soothing the little octopus,
I went to the Tower Hang office building, preparing to find Professor Sue.
Arriving at the silver-white office.
I knocked and walked in.
Have a seat.
I heard you want to take over a merfolk.
I think he was often treated with violence. So I wanted to ask if I could transfer his ownership rights to my surroundings. Can't you? That's fine. That's not something important.
That mermaid really isn't an important test subject.
Then why is he in Zone S? That one. It's okay.
That's not something important.
Go handle the transition procedures.
Let's go through the necessary procedures. Everything went so smoothly that I was amazed. And so after I left,
the professors in the office discussing their own matters all stopped in unison.
Is it him?
It's him.
I sat in the capsule elevator.
From hundreds of floors above, you can look down at the earth. He still didn't realize he had been drawn into an experiment. Even I became a test subject. I followed the senior assistant to the service desk on the middle floor of the building to complete the procedures. Can I take her away today?
Not today. We still have some data to archive.
Wait for the procedure.
About how long?
1 to 2 days.
What is this mermaid's identity? This mermaid was fostered by a co-keeper in Zone S.
He was a disabled item in this batch of experiments.
There is no value. Nor is it aggressive.
Does he not have a number? No. Mermaids are extremely fragile, according to the procedure.
He will soon be eliminated. Send them to the Eliminate
Center for execution.
Execute. That's a mermaid after all.
Right.
There is no value.
Therefore, he must be executed.
I stood there in shock. Even mermaids with ornamental value are rarely considered precious.
He was almost sent to be executed. I hung my head, lost in thought. He didn't notice Gao Zhu's trembling while entering the data, and the fear hidden. The rest is just waiting for the process.
You can go see him now.
Good.
This was the first time I stepped into the S section.
The test capsule they arrived at.
A huge glass surface. Inside.
Shone through.
The senior assistant opened the door for me.
But he didn't go in, outside, etc.
All the security officers walked along the way. Each wears a special goggle over their eyes. Silver metal and chips are intertwined. No one knows what it's used for. Do I need to wear those kinds of glasses?
Gao Zhu was taken aback and said,
You don't.
I just walked in.
A click-lock sound came from behind.
Several solid metal gates were sealed at the same time. My heart tightened.
Is locking the door a normal step? I suppressed the strange feeling in my heart, carefully approaching the cabin, trying to identify that figure from the dim glass cabin.
Yet still found nothing.
Are you there?
No one responded to me.
His own echo faintly echoed through the air. I circled the huge, empty glass cabin several times.
I didn't see anyone. This silence lasted until I planned to leave.
Finally, there was a voice behind him.
I turned around. This time, it was finally inside that water tank. He saw that mysterious figure. The stunning creature reveals its outline.
Looking at me from a distance, he swam out from the shadows. The mermaid raised her hand and pressed it against the glass wall.
The two gazed at each other for a long time. The mermaid raised her hand and beckoned to me.
Then the fishtail gently swayed.
That mythical shadow floated up. On a whim, I climbed up the ladder, climbing along the long steel frame.
A faint, clear sound of water flowing.
The mermaid emerged from the water, half its head.
Her moist blonde hair outlines her cheeks.
I arrived at the hatch opening. Carefully sit on it. Looking into those eyes, he spoke softly.
Long time no see. Do you still
remember me?
Yet those thin silver eyes held a frosty edge. His gaze was cold.
Caught off guard, I met his gaze.
It was as if I had fallen
into a silver whirlpool.
Her mind went blank. A sense of extreme danger surged in his heart.
A low, moving voice called my name.
The mermaid emerged.
Reach out your hand to me. I watched helplessly as his hand slowly landed on my cheek.
She brushed her long hair aside by her ear,
gently caressing her fragile neck. I sensed danger.
But his whole body was stiff, unable to move. Consciousness and body are stripped away.
Like a lamb ready for the slaughter.
Those scrutinizing eyes sized me up and down.
The sensation in my neck became clearer and clearer.
What he wants to do. Was she angry?
Goosebumps rising on the back of his neck. His fear was evident in the mermaid's eyes.
I don't know if it's an illusion. He looked even angrier, afraid of me. I felt I should say something.
Breaking the deadlock, but unable to bring it up.
He slowly emerged from the water.
getting closer and closer.
Gradually exceeding the safety limits. His thin lips were just inches away.
He softly uttered a few words.
Don't be afraid of me. It's been 4 days.
You are always disobedient.
The mermaid looked up at me.
The eyes are complicated. I lifted the necklace around my neck. It waved in front of his eyes.
Is this yours?
The mermaid looked a bit confused.
G slow nodded.
He wears his own scales close to his body.
I touched the scale, murmuring to myself, I can't bear it anymore.
3 times.
This scale saved me 3 lives.
Thank you. If not you. I'm afraid I'm not there long ago. The mermaid stared at me with a steady smile.
The next second, his eyes widened slightly. He looked utterly incredulous. Can I touch you? My hand fell on the mermaid's hair. He gently hooked it.
He asked an unnecessary question.
For the proud mermaid.
This was an extremely offensive gesture. I can do it myself. He couldn't muster any resistance at all.
I even really like it.
Her fingertip gently stroked the strands of hair. Occasionally, it touches the scalp,
bringing her a breathtaking comfort. He was addicted to my touch, hearing my childish voice.
In a couple of days, I'll take you away.
Whining.
Come to me, okay? I use the gentle tone I use when communicating with my test subjects.
Calm the fish that looks a bit unhappy. Now we have to wait for the procedures. Don't worry.
I won't hurt you. After coming to me, no one will harm you. The mermaid narrowed her eyes slightly.
Moist, fair cheeks. Instinctively, it follows my palm. Rubbed gently, the roles are reversed.
It was clearly him who wanted to take her away.
How could it be like this?
If you don't speak, you will be considered acquiescence. This sentence slipped out of his mouth. I always feel it feels a bit familiar.
It feels like I've just heard about it.
He looked at the mermaid with a strange expression. He tickled to touch her face again.
The mermaid was still in a daze.
With those beautiful eyes open.
He stared at me without blinking. I was a bit dazed by the mermaid's gaze.
That face is very powerful.
When beauty reaches its peak, it becomes indistinguishable from male and female.
It made me feel a bit envious.
I tugged at the golden hair, hanging over his arm.
Why are you daydreaming, thinking about something? The mermaid snapped back to reality.
His gaze was conflicted. Langley tore back and forth between other emotions. After a moment of silence, suddenly, he reached out and raised his hand to support my face.
The face was pressed very close. Her silver eyes gazed deeply into mine. In an instant, her thoughts drifted away.
I didn't have time to react.
Loss of consciousness. Earlier mermaids used coral and shells. A warm underwater dwelling was built.
Jellyfish settle in waters outside their habitats.
Every day, they swim along with my movements.
The blue-ringed octopus youth and the sea angel boy are like well-behaved puppies. Every day, I waited for them to feed them candy.
Mermaids no longer
obsessively possess.
Just quietly stay by
my side,
guarding this little world that belongs to us.
I am no longer the breeder at the base.
No longer just tools for experimentation.
I am their gentleness.
It was their god.
They are their only keeper.